Hello, it's Cisvolk. Take some time to enjoy card making with me. I made this colorful card using a die sentiment set from Alinacraft from Aliexpress. The set comes with a lot of useful sentiments. There are a lot of different ones, from happy birthday to get well soon, from thank you to I love you, so very useful. There's one die for 2 silicone stamps. The sentiments differ in width. Only use this range of strips. The vertical ones are a bit thinner. Here I point them out for you. Only use the horizontal ones. I picked several bright rainbow colors, but you don't need to. You can make this also with pattern paper or plain paper in just one color, or you can choose the favorite color of the receiver of the card, of course. You don't need to die cut the whole panel, just only die cut one piece. And here I show you the envelope. I use the envelope for the rests I cut off of the card. I always like to decorate the envelope. It's a small gift for the receiver and it's happy for the postman. So yes, and it makes me happy. I hope you too. And later in the video I will show you how to make the glitter in the card. I always like to share my tips and tricks with you, so I hope you enjoy. So now I'm sorting out the strips. This one is not usable because it's too small, and the other ones I will use. Here I show you it's a bit smaller. Now I'm sorting it out and die cutting it. So I will speed up the video a bit, because I won't get you bored by watching it all. Now it's stamping time. Because I didn't want to take the risk to let the paper shift and only use my magnets, I decided to tape it with washi tape. Here I show you my self-made embossing pouch. Why buy an expensive tool when you can make it from things you already have? It's a pantyhose filled with baby chalk powder. I stamp with Memento Luxe ink, and that's a pigment ink. It's my favorite ink for embossing. And I use the transparent Alinacraft's embossing powder. It's also my favorite embossing powder, especially when using with black ink. It looks a bit luxury. I use this anti-static paper to collect my embossing powder. It's basically tracing paper, but for me it works perfectly. So I'm making sure I have embossing powder everywhere. I use Tombow Bristol paper for stamping. It's a bit smoother and the stamping is more sharp. So that's my favorite for sentiments and for some stamping techniques. And then I can put the embossing powder back in the jar. It's time for heat setting. Aligning is easy because of the dots in the corners. Here you see all the sentiments I have from one stamp. And it's useful to keep them in a plastic bag to save for later. Today is a good day to smile is the sentiment I'm going to use for this card, but the other ones I can use some other day. I also stamped on black paper with white embossing powder, and then I stamped with Versamark ink. I'll show you the jar of white embossing powder from Alinacraft. I wrote a W on it because I couldn't tell them apart. Now we come to the part where we glue the paper strips to the card. You just take a piece of normal copy printer paper and glue it on the one side with double-sided tape. I have a Dutch brand tape, it's from Craft Emotions, but also Alinacraftstore has it and other craft store has it. It's just double-sided tape. Excuse me so much for the disturbance in the video. I have a stand that is not that sturdy. It's standing on my desk and it's not useful at all. I already bought a new one. That will improve the quality in future videos. I'm new to card making videos, so bear with me please. By doing and practicing I will get better, so it is with card making. I cut the edges of the base panel so that it's straight to be able to align it to my working surface. I use a tonic blade, it's my favorite. Here I show you the sizes of the card base I'm using. The panel is a bit bigger, but we'll cut the rest off. And here comes the part where you see I'm busy working on the stripes. My battery went low and I was filming. I thought I was filming, but I wasn't filming at all. Okay, what you do is you glue the panel on your working surface and you align it to the stripes on your working surface. Then place a T-ruler on the edge of your work mat. That helps you to keep going straight. Peel only a small piece of the double-sided tape each time. That works more pleasantly and keeps it sticky. You start with one color. I used 3 bars, and then you step over to the next color. It looks nicer and smoother when switching to a new color halfway down the line. Here I show you again how I place my T-ruler, how I'm sure the paper I'm working on is straight on my working surface, and how I align one strip adjacent to my ruler to keep it going straight. It isn't easy, you have to be patient, but in the end the result is so beautiful, and I had so much fun playing with all these colorful strips. Peel only a small piece of double-sided tape at a time. That works better and ensures it sticks well. Here's the place where I want a sentiment. Because I want to have a bit of dimension, I stick it with double-sided tape. Therefore, I die cut a coordinating strip to put underneath the text strip. I will glue that one on later with double-sided foam tape. Here I show you once again that it's nicer to fill the panel in steps. Here I thought it was economical to cut off the last strip, but that was not so clever because I need that one on the envelope. But it's okay, I fixed it later, you'll see. When the panel is all filled up, sprinkle glitter over it. Be frugal, a little goes a long way. Actually, I used a bit too much, but I found a great way to be able to get it back in the jar. I used the bone folder to spread the glitter out over the card. Now the glitter will stick to the double-sided adhesive between the colored strips. Be sure to get glitter everywhere, and you will be sure that this glitter is everywhere. Now I use the back of the double-sided adhesive that's left over to rub it in, so I don't miss any spots. I use a large brush to wipe all the glitter off the panel and also to wipe the glitter onto a piece of paper so I can put the excess back into the jar. Now it's time to measure the most convenient size for the card. It depends on how closely you have stuck the stripes, so you have to look and search to find how much you can cut off. Going to give more dimension to the panel. I chose a green color distress ink, but you can do this with any type of ink in any color you want. With a makeup brush I blend the edges of the card. Make sure to wipe the mat before rubbing the card. This will prevent thick ink stains on your card. Now I took two equally sized black pieces of thin paper. I'll stick them behind the panel later. That gives more depth and makes the panel stand out a little more. To be economical with the paper and to prevent the card from becoming too thick and heavy, I cut off the excess paper. I have been using Alinacraftstore double-sided tape for several years now. It's my favorite adhesive tape. It sticks great and it comes in different sizes. By sticking a panel with double-sided tape, you always know that it will not bubble and that it's firmly attached. The links for the tape and all other Alinacraft products are written below in the descriptions. When aligning a panel with double-sided adhesive, you must be sure to only peel off the corner of the tape. Place it with the back still on the place you want it to be. When in the right place, keep it still and peel off the back of the tape. Here you see how I cut a white double-sided foam tape to the right size for the sentiment. I use the back of the used tape to prevent the scissors from sticking to the tape. I can make my envelope. You can see I made a mistake when cutting off the small parts, but now I'm replacing them and that's okay. I want to ink them too to give the same effect, and I use the same technique. After sticking it to the envelope, trim the edges of the piece that extends over the edges. Then you know for sure that you are safe with the size. Well, my card is finished. Look how it shines and shimmers. I hope I inspired you to make a similar card too. Please tag me Cisvolk to show your card on Instagram or Facebook. I made another version of this card with a black paper strip sentiment and silver embossing powder. I also made this card using Alinacraft's marble pattern paper. In this card I used foil flakes instead of glitter to fill in the gaps between the paper strips. The products I used to make this card are described in the description below. When you use my links, I get a small commission for them that costs you nothing extra. Please feel free to ask me any questions you have. I like sharing tips and tricks, and I like to see you in the next video. So be sure to click on the subscribe button and the bell button below. See you next time. Bye bye.